Good day to you all. Thanks for joining me for a review of the course schedule for summer 2015. First, let's talk a little bit about what the course schedule does. It's a place where I lay out all homework, assignments, and media all in one place with associated due dates so you can get a feel for how the semester will go. All the homework, the tests, and the media are to be completed on my accounting lab, but they're listed here on a course schedule so you can see what's required and the related due date. Homework is due on Wednesdays and Saturdays at 11:59 p.m. throughout the semester. And exams are due on Sunday at 11:59 p.m. with the exception of Chapter 3 and 4. I have it due on Friday, July 2nd to avoid the holiday weekend for you. I also have media links on this document, but they're for review purposes only. All media must be completed on my accounting lab to receive credit for it, but if you'd like to rewatch it, then you can watch it on the course schedule. Now, an important thing to note is that, look, this just got up a little bit. All work can be completed early. So if my due dates aren't working for you, you get a little bit ahead by starting early and you make any due date you want. So let's take a look at the course schedule layout. I have 3 columns on the course schedule. A date column, lost my highlighter, there you go. A date column, and that's the date the homework is due. A read and watch column. This is what you would read and watch that relates to a specific piece of material. And then homework and notes. So I'll have you read and watch bite-sized pieces of this course and then show you the homework that relates to those bite-sized pieces. So on the first row of my course schedule, I'm telling you that prior to class, I'd like you to review the syllabus, the course schedule, and register on my accounting lab. And then I tell you complete the introduction to my accounting lab. That's one of your homework assignments, and I give you a couple of friendly notes. Note 1, this is a good one. On my accounting lab, I have an assignment called Introduction to my accounting lab. It's your first assignment. You're not going to know the answers to some of the questions on this, but your whole semester will benefit by completing it. Getting the correct answer is not the goal of this assignment. Actually, the goal of this assignment is for you to learn what happens when you miss a question and learn the help options that are available. So that first assignment called Introduction to my Accounting Lab, it's not graded, but it will help you master how to learn accounting. My accounting lab. So take the time to do that, and I think it will help you greatly for the whole semester. My second note to you is there are 29 work days shown on this schedule. There are 50 days in the semester. A work day represents the amount of information I believe you can absorb and complete in one day, and each row on this schedule represents one work day. Don't try to cram in accounting. It doesn't work in this class. So let's take a look at the actual course schedule. You have homework that is due on 6/17. That's Wednesday. That's the first due date for the chapter. It's also day 1 of the schedule. And remember, there are 29 days. On day 1, I suggest you read pages 2 through 12. And these are the topics covered on those pages. These are the headings on the pages. Then I suggest that you go to my accounting lab and watch media for day 1. It will be listed right together on my accounting lab. And there'll be 2 pieces of media, the role of financial reporting and the accounting equation. This media relates to what you read here. I then suggest you do the related homework for day 1, exercise 120. That doesn't mean 1 through 20, it means chapter 1, question 20. That is also on my accounting lab. then I've given you some helpful notes. There are many helpful notes along the way that you'll miss if you don't look at the course schedule. Here's a good one. You can get help and arrange for tutoring in the accounting lab, and here's their Sunday hours. Nice hint, huh? Day 1, which would be Monday the semester starts on, is due on 6/17. That's Wednesday, so you have some homework due on Wednesday. Day 2 of the course, so I guess for me, I'd be doing it in another session, probably the second day. I would have you read pages 12 through 25, which are these topics, and this is the media that relates to those topics. And then I would complete this homework on my accounting lab, and it's also due on 6/17. So this is 2 days worth of homework due on 6/17. On Wednesday, or the third day, I would review chapter 1, and I would complete problem 154. That's on my accounting lab, and these things are all due on Wednesday. So the first 3 days are due on Wednesday. I left you some notes, and so if you look at the second note, here's a really particularly good note. There are pre and post tests on all the assignments in my accounting lab for every chapter. You can get it on this by selecting the quiz and testing feature and scrolling down. So what you'll see on my accounting lab when you open it up is it will say day 1 media, and it will be these 2 pieces of media, and it will say day 1 homework. It will be this homework problem, E120, and you'll know it's due on 6/17. On day 2 on my accounting lab, you'll see day 2 media, and it will be these pieces of media, and you'll see day 2 homework, and it will be these homework problems. On day 3, you'll see there is no media assigned, but there is homework for day 3, and all 3 of those would have June 17th as a due date. And you'll notice there's hints along the way. Scrolling down, you can see this trend continues. Day 4 is due on 6/20. You'll have day 4 media and day 4 homework. Day 5 is due on 6/20. Use no media, but there's some homework. Day 6 is due on 6/20 as well, and there is media, a couple of pieces, and it will say day 6 media, and there's going to be day 6 homework. So this schedule correlates exactly into my accounting lab, and it gives you due dates, and it breaks it into bite-sized pieces. I would do a row at a time in a setting, and I would try to do those on different days. I have another helpful note for you on day 6. Complete the study plan on my accounting lab for chapters 1 and 2. Work the summary problem at the end of the chapter, page 93 for chapter 2, and do this for all chapters. Always complete the study plan and always do the summary problem. If I were you, I would do the summary problem by hand, as that is a good way to review for the final all the way through the semester. Then you'll notice we hit a Sunday, and it's Sunday the 21st of June, and your first test is due. If you open up my accounting lab and look on chapter 1 and 2 test, you'll see it's due on 6/21. So my little course schedule lays out for you daily bites that I think you should take. On the 7th day, you pick when you do it. I would read these pages, watch this media, and do this homework. All of that will be due on the 24th of June. Day 8, I would read these pages and do this homework. So it progresses. Homework is due, as we said on the top of each page, on Wednesdays and Saturdays. That won't change, and exams are due on Sunday. There's an exception the 2nd of July, and at the end of the semester, of course, we've got to stop for the last day of the semester, so don't expect that to be Saturday if the semester ends on Thursday. Make sure you watch out for that one. Well, that's a quick summary of how we use the course schedule. The course schedule is a storyboard of how the whole semester should progress. It ties in exactly with my accounting lab. It will say day 7 homework, day 7 media, so you'll know where you always are. There's helpful hints on the course schedule that you can't put on my. Lots of things to look at. I'll zip back up to the top of this document and say, please print the course schedule and keep it handy. It's a good way to pace yourself and move throughout the semester. Each day, each row represents the amount of information you can consume in a day. We'll take you all the way through the semester in a timely fashion, and we'll have helpful hints for you as well. Hey, thanks for joining me.